Hello everybody, Ketari here again. Today, this is our third video in my series Valorant for new players. I hope y'all are doing good. Today we will be covering smokes, how to smoke on both attacking and defending site, and what do smokes provide for your team. So, to refresh your memories, let's go on Ascent B site. And for those of you who need to remember how it looks like, this is the hallway to B site, and this is the Ascent B site itself. So, with that said, let's go back to our drawing board here, and let's go over smokes. So let's put our Omen here, who's attacking. We'll go over attacking smokes first. So what are smokes exactly useful for? Smokes are used to block the enemy from holding an angle. And as you remember last time, there can be multiple angles here. One of the most common one is from here. This is an angle. And from here. This is also an angle. So we have, let's say, these two angles and maybe a third one here, right? So these are potential enemy locations. And each of them is trying to hold an angle. So when you're attacking, smokes needs to be used to block those angles. So let's put a smokes right here. So that's pretty damn hard to see, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe we take a jet smoke. There we go. A jet smoke is easier to see. So I'll just use jet smokes to show like all smokes. So what does this smoke do? This smokes blocks the enemy who is trying to peek from right here from actually like watching this angle, and this angle now no longer exists. So when you're clearing sight, all this Omen has to do is only check this angle and this angle for enemies there, and doesn't have to worry about enemies coming from this area. So that's what smokes do on attacking side. So a good example of two good smokes on attacking B side is just like I showed, one here and one here. This blocks off a couple of different angles. Mostly it blocks off this angle and this angle, the two most important ones, just so Omen could enter here and safely go onto site and then plant bomb. So these are two really good smokes for attacking. So remember, when attacking, all you're trying to do is block the enemy's position and make them take a different position. Basically, just block the angle. So here I will show you what that looks like in game. So I'm here, Omen. I am attacking on V side. So two good smokes would be, if you look at the minimap, right here is a good smoke, and right here, as I said in my video. So let's smoke there, and I'll show you what it looks like when we try to clear sight. So now that we smoked it, we don't actually have to clear this. This is already cleared because no one can be there because it's smoked. And this is also smoked. So we have a nice little entryway into sight like so. And then we can plant our spike and do whatever else we need to do, right? So when attacking, keep those things in mind. I will provide another example on attacking side here. Let's go to Ascent A site, and I will provide an example on A site. So what do you think? Look at the map here. We are attacking from A main, and we're trying to go onto site. Where do you think a good smokes would be? Correct! Smoking A tree and A rafters here, here, and here. I can't ping it, but that would be amazing for us. So let me do that. If we look at the map here, I'm gonna smoke this, and I'm gonna smoke that. And now as you can see, rafters is now smoked, so we don't have to really worry about it, just like this angle. And this is now also smoked. So there's a couple angles here that the enemy can take, and now the enemy can't take any of those angles, and we have a nice entryway into A site. So I hope that made sense for attacking smokes. Now let's move on to defending smokes. So for defending smokes, let's put our Omen defending here on B side. he's trying to stop the enemies from reaching into B, right here. So what wants to do is smoke the entryway right here. So a smoke right here would be absolutely perfect. Just like I drew with my little arrows. With my little red crayon. And what does the smoke do? Is it makes the enemies a lot harder for the enemies to push through. Because when they're gonna push through, they're gonna have to look into every single direction at the same time, which is really hard to do. And if you have two people watching the angle here, two people watching two different angles, let's just mark it in a different color. So we got KJ watching and we got Omen watching. The enemies are gonna have a much harder time pushing through this smoke than if it wasn't there. So that's why this smoke is really, really good for defense. And same thing for attacking side. Let's put our Omen here. He wants to smoke right here. This would be a perfect smoke for him. Sorry, right here. And the reason for that is because when the enemies are gonna push, again, they're gonna have to clear this angle, this angle, this angle, and they have no idea where you're standing. So you can have like a horde of people just standing from all the different angles, holding this this angle right here, this smoke. So when you're defending, what you're trying to do is block the enemies from advancing forwards, and you're doing so with your smokes. Let's show an example of that in-game. So let's say I'm Omen. I'm defending here, and I'm standing here. I'm watching this angle. To make it easier for myself, I'm gonna smoke right here. And now, you're defending. Now the enemies are gonna have a really hard time pushing through here. Because, let's show from the attacker side. When they go out here, they have no idea where you're standing. You could be literally anywhere. And they can't look everywhere at the same time. So this is a really nice smoke. It prevents enemies from clearing angles. And let's take one final example on let's go on Haven, for example, right? So I will put up a picture right on top of my character for what Haven Seaside looks like. So let's take our Omen here so you remember. And he's trying to stop the enemies from going into Seaside. So he's gonna smoke the entryway of the enemies, which is right here. Only smoke the entry of the enemy when you're defending. Okay? When you're attacking, you need to smoke the angles that the enemy is gonna be clearing. That the enemy is gonna be holding. So when you're defending, sorry, you need a smoke where I pinged. Where the enemy will have now a very hard time entering because, well, there's a smoke. And this jet, let's not take jet here as an example, let's take another Omen. This Omen, on the other hand, the attacking Omen, is gonna smoke in red. And he's gonna smoke right here, which is an angle that the enemy watches. And maybe like right here, which is another big angle that the enemy can watch from. And basically make it hard for the enemies to hold angles. I hope that made sense. I hope you guys enjoyed. And I'll see you guys next time in my next video about revealing abilities. Good damn, I cannot speak. See ya.